What's up, poker people? My name's Wes, and this is my poker vlog. Today we've got another 5-5 cash game session for you. We've got something a little bit special. We got some visitors in town, and we have a crypto multi-millionaire at the table. You have to figure out who he is. I'm not going to reveal it, but this game is going to be pretty interesting. We're going straight into the action with me raising King Jack to $15. Andrew's got queens in the small blind. He re-raises to 100. Frank with the mystery hand, he cold calls 100 and I'm going to call 100. We're going three ways to the flop. Andrew flops top set and I've got second pair. Oh, but Andrew checks. Frank's going to check and I'm going to check. Turns the 9 of spades. This board is getting very coordinated and scary even for top set. And Andrew's going to check again and we're going to check through. And the river's the 4th spade, and I bet Andrew has no idea what to do. He's so bothered about how he played this hand. He actually made a couple comments during the hand about how he had messed up, which was a bit of a tell. Frank's gonna bet here for 15, and I just decided to call, but then Andrew decides to check raise. Now, he's already made a comment about he messed his hand up. So I was pretty sure he had a big hand pre-flop, but that he didn't like how he played so passively, and now we've got all these coordinated cards. So I decided I'm just gonna take advantage of this. So he bet 75 after I just called, and although my hand shouldn't be that strong, I don't think he can call a re-raise. So I made a big bet. I made it 240 to go, and I just don't think he can call. And Andrew folds top set. I'm gonna pick it up with second pair. And since he was so frustrated already, I wanted to kind of rub it in a little bit, maybe get him off his game, so I showed him the King Jack. Frank straddled 50 and I re-straddled 100 and it folded all the way around to Frank. He's gonna limp in with ace-6. I've got Queen Jack suited. I decide to 4x it to 400 and he calls pretty quickly. Heads up to the flop. The pot's already $800 and we haven't even seen a flop yet. I don't make a pair, but I do flop a gut shot draw. Frank's gonna check it over to me and I'm gonna take the free card, so I'm just gonna go ahead and check behind. Turn is a queen, so I make a pair. That's pretty good. Frank is first to act and he's gonna make a bet here. He bets 250. I've got second pair, I'm never folding. We always know our opponent can have a king, but he can also have all kinds of other draws, and apparently he can even have ace-6 high. I call, and we're going to the river. And it's another queen. Needless to say, I'm pretty happy with my hand at this point.
Now, will Frank bluff at this?
Yep, give it a bluff or
Yeah.
shut it down. Oh, he does.
Oh,
All
wow.
in a snap call. He couldn't get his chips in fast enough. Yikes.
That's right, I snap it off. It's a 6K pot with trip queens against ace-6 high. Justin's gonna start this hand out, raising pocket fives to $50. Andrew's not gonna call, but Tony has ace-3 suited. It's $50 to see the flop, and Tony agrees to $50. I have 8-3 offsuit, I'm out of there. Now it's over to Ricardo with Queen Jack offsuit. He announces raise. He's gonna re-raise out of position. 250 with Queen Jack offsuit. I definitely don't hate the play. Everybody just snap calls though. He's gotta be a little worried now going to the flop. The flop is ace-queen-6. Wow, Ricardo has second pair, but look at that, Tony top pair and a flush draw. Justin's gonna bet out 425 when he gets checked to. Now Tony goes all in for almost $2,000 and it's over to Ricardo. Now he did re-raise pre-flop. He has second pair, but he makes a good fold. And now it's over to Justin. Justin has pocket fives on an ace-queen-6 board. He has an underpair. Only thing he can beat right now is just a pure flush draw, and even that has 2 overs. Justin has put 425 out there, and now he has to decide, does he want to call another $1,500 more to run this out. He's counting his stack, thinking about what to do. It seems like an obvious fold to me, but Justin's gonna make the call with pocket fives. Now the players are gonna discuss whether they wanna run it once or twice. They are eventually going to agree to just rip it. Justin's gonna need a 5. No! Tony wins a 4.5k pot with ace-3 suited against pocket fives. And that hand's gonna be the cooler of the night. In this hand, Tony just decides to open to 105. I look down at pocket jacks. Definitely gonna 3-bet him, but I have no idea what this 105 bet is. I make it 300 even to go. He's gonna call. We're gonna go heads up to the flop. I definitely think I have the best hand, but I really don't know what to put Tony on. The flop is 7, 8, 9. You'll see it here in a bit. It's not a great flop for me, but I'm definitely gonna see a bet and then proceed with caution. Tony checks. Gotta decide a good sizing here. I'm gonna go with 325, and Tony is gonna instantly raise to 700. Basically a min raise. I don't really know what that means, but I do have an overpair and a gut shot. I'm just gonna call. Be very careful going forward. The turn is a 3. Now we gotta see what Tony's gonna do. Did he really flop a set? Did he flop a straight? What kind of action is he gonna take now? Is he gonna check again? Tony just grabs chips and bets $1,500 without even counting it out. That's usually a pretty big sign of strength. I'm very concerned at this point, and I'm honestly spending this time right here deciding whether or not I'm just gonna fold. And then Tony starts talking.
Can't win this hand. Then there's the bet. Put me all in, I'll call you. Call. Where am I going now?
Tony, can you put your
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Tony has 7-3. He had bottom pair on the
4,500.
flop and turned 2 pair.
I'll show you now or I'll show you after. Either way. Show me right now. No, you gotta call.
Made it off.
No,
Offers are binding.
either way, I'm gonna show you.
You can show me right now, and if you have the worst hand, I'll play.
I'm telling you that there's the bet. I can't go anywhere now. If you fold, I show. If you call, I show.
Now, one thing you can't see is Tony's leg is bouncing up and down super fast, which we often call happy feet. It's usually a sign of strength, and I definitely added it to all of what I was taking in.
No matter what comes on that river, I'm going all in.
I really thought the worst case scenario was Tony had a hand like 9-10 and that I was up against a pair and a straight draw. But I really thought he flopped 2 pair or a set somehow, so I'm gonna fold jacks. And he quickly decides he's gonna show 7-3 and immediately made me feel better about my fold. So that's what he raises pre-flop to 105. Oh, Han's got aces in this hand. Oh, they're gone. Han lost his aces. So the action tracking on this hand got messed up a little bit, and as the action tracker goes back and fixes things, the hands are going to disappear and jump around. But we have pocket aces, queen deuce, and 3-3. Bottom pair, a middling pair, and a big overpair. There's a bet on this flop. It looks like there was a bet of $85, and then Han raised it to $250. And then he got re-raised to 500, and Han's sitting on pocket aces on the 7-4 deuce board. Trying to decide what to do with his aces here. Up against queen deuce, he's gonna make the call. I agree with this. There's no reason to put a bunch more money in when you're not sure what your opponent has. He could have a set. Han decides just to call, let his opponent do all the betting. On the turn, Ricardo decides he's gonna check his deuce, and Han checks behind. The river's a 3, Justin would have made a full house. And I'm laughing because somebody said to seat 9, dude, you look like a pilot. It's totally true. So Ricardo checks his deuce and it's over to Han. He should assume he has the best hand now with this run out. He's gonna go for a small-ish bet. little bit less than half pot, $500, and Ricardo's just got a deuce on 7-4-4-3 deuce. Only thing he really beats is some sort of heart draw, I guess, and he's reaching for chips. Is he gonna raise? I could see a raise making sense, but he just calls with the deuce. Han wins with pocket aces. That's the cooler of the night. This hand's gonna begin with Ricardo raising it up to $20 with Queen Jack suited. Looks like Han's gonna call. His hand did not read. Justin's gonna call as well with King Jack. It's gonna get around to Frank here, who's gonna re-raise to $250. We've already seen him put a lot of money in with Ace-6 offsuit. I'm gonna make the call with 7-6 suited. Frank has King Queen. We got 4 really decent hands that are gonna end up going to the flop. In fact, Han's even in 5 hands. Five players for $250. Pot's off a little bit. I'm gonna tell you right now, my stack and the pot are gonna be off this entire hand. I don't make a pair, but I do flop a gut shot with a backdoor flush draw. But the thing is, Frank bets really small, 250 into 1250. I decided to call and see if I could take this hand away at a later street, but Ricardo calls behind, so now I've got 2 players I'm gonna have to bluff. I turn a 7, and when Frank checks, I start getting ideas of how maybe I can win this pot. I've got about 2.4K in my stack, and I decide to shove it all in with a pair and a gut shot. I essentially have 9 outs to win this hand if anybody calls, which is basically the same as a flush draw. So it's really not that bad of a shove, but it just turns out I'm shoving into 2 players that have top pair, and one of them has a flush redraw, which takes away some of my outs. This ends up not being a very good spot for me. You can see I only have 18% chance to win. And it's over to Frank, who has top pair, and you can see how my shove has even made him with top pair. Second kicker, not sure what to do, this is why I decided to make this play. I knew it put a lot of pressure on a queen, especially a weak queen. He decides to call.
Oh, this is crazy. Here we go. They're only running it once. Oh my God, the pot. Oh my God.
I had him beat.
Oh, dirty.
750.
Couldn't flip that over fast enough.
No, but you know what? He made the right call, though.
No, you gotta get. I did make the right call.
That's going on the vlog. Yes, it is.
Does anyone want to do an all-in flip flop?
No, he's not buying. He's waiting.
Does anyone want to do an all-in flip
He's
flop?
waiting.
So Frank on my right is trying to see if anyone wants to flip for stacks, and nobody's really accepting his offer. He keeps asking over and over before the hand starts. You're gonna see that he actually looks at his cards right here.
For the card to come in. Alright, I'm going all in. All in.
I touched the
cards.
I didn't even look at my cards.
No, he did not.
I always say when somebody says they didn't look at their hand, you should just play them as if they did. Now in this scenario with him saying over and over, does anybody want to flip for stacks? And then suddenly going all in, I actually thought he didn't look at his cards, but I was looking the other way the entire time when he got his cards. I had a really good hand to go up against a blind shove, ace-10, and I decided to call. Turns out he had actually looked at his cards, he had pocket eights, and I'm gonna miss. And that's just my fault for not paying attention and assuming that this guy was telling the truth. I had a pretty good hand to go up against the hand that he ended up having, but it's gonna be a basically almost 2K flip that I'm gonna lose over to Frank. After that flip and playing some more, I ended up winning about 2K in this session. I definitely felt like I got lucky in the 7-6 hand, so I was happy to even have my chips. I should have had nothing, so no complaints even after losing or getting angled on that pot. Hey, that's my fault for not paying attention. Guys, check out my live streams every Wednesday and Saturday on the Prime Social YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more updates that I can't put on YouTube.